This instructional video will help you select and determine a persuasive topic that you will use for your persuasive speech presentation. The goal is that you will select a topic that will be of interest to you and mostly that you will be passionate about, because this will make it easier for you to present the speech because it will be something that you care about. When selecting a topic, you will first need to determine and understand your personal beliefs, values, and attitudes about the topic. Let's begin. Since the objective is to select a persuasive topic, then we need to have a place to start looking for a topic. In this instructional video, I will review 4 strategies that can help find a topic. We will need to work from a general topic and narrow it down to a more specific topic, but for now we just need to find a topic. I will walk you through the process of completing the writing exercise for brainstorming for a persuasive topic. In this writing exercise, the requirement is that you come up with 3 topics that you could possibly use for your persuasive speech presentation. As part of this writing exercise, you will be able to identify your personal beliefs, values, and attitudes about each of those topics. Once you have done this process, all you need to do is select one of your 3 possibilities to actually use to write a persuasive outline. Then you are ready to complete the next writing exercise, which is to determine the approach that you will use to write an outline. At this point, you will be able to determine a specific purpose statement. Assuming that you completed the practice exercise using the topic of cell phones to write specific purpose statements for each of the 3 different approaches, then you should be able to apply those same techniques using your own topic. This will ultimately help you determine which approach would be best to use and determines your specific purpose statement. This process will be included in the next instructional video. Before we look at the 4 strategies, let's do a quick review of attitudes, values, and beliefs. These can be written in any order, and these were terms that you defined in your chapter review assignment. Attitudes are defined as a mental set of predispositions that lead us to respond to or evaluate people, places, things, or events positively or negatively. Although the textbook says they reflect our likes and dislikes, I like to tell students to associate a feelings word with the attitudes. Ask yourself how you feel about what you believe and value when writing attitude statements. Beliefs are defined as that which one holds to be true or false, probable or improbable. I will add that sometimes they are the statement about what you believe should be done or not done. Values are defined as core beliefs, the standards we use to judge that which is good and bad, worthwhile and worthless, ethical and unethical, right and wrong. They are ultimately what guide you to state what you believe. There is no right or wrong way to come up with these. Sometimes I write the beliefs first and then ask myself why to come up with the values, and then ask myself what I feel about it to write the attitudes. When coming up with a topic that we are passionate about, we first assess our own attitudes, values, and beliefs about a topic. When we write the speech, we will connect these with the attitudes, values, and beliefs that we hope that our audience will accept as we do our persuasive argument. Let's now take a look at the 4 strategies that you could use to help you brainstorm and find topics for your next speech. The first strategy is to go back and look at the informative brainstorm list that you created when trying to find a topic for your informative speech presentation. To illustrate how using your informative brainstorming list could work, I would like to show you my personal list and how I may find a topic from that list. As I scroll through this list, most of these topics appear to be mostly informative. However, any one of these could lead me to a persuasive topic. But the ones that I believe will make good persuasive topics are the ones listed under organizations or the ones listed under subjects. To demonstrate, let me highlight the organization Gifts to Give. Gifts to Give is an organization that I am very passionate about and have spent time supporting as a volunteer and through personal donations. I know that this is a topic that I would love to talk about. I also already know that there is evidence to justify any claims that I make in defense of this organization. As you can see, they have an internet website which would probably provide me with enough information to support any claims that I make in support of this organization. Let me now move to the writing exercise titled Brainstorming for a Persuasive Topic. This is where I can list this topic as one of my 3 topics that I am passionate about. Keep in mind that persuasion involves a conflict of agreement, and that there may be people who disagree or find the topic unfavorable. This is why it could be considered a controversial topic. Persuasion can also involve encouraging people to take part in an effort to do something, or to solve a problem that they may have not previously participated in. Since I find it highly unlikely that anybody would argue against supporting an organization that provides services to children in need, then I don't think that this topic is necessarily controversial in nature. But I do know that there are a lot of people who maybe don't volunteer their services to an organization, especially this one, and so I think that it is worthwhile to try to convince them to do so. This then does make it persuasive. Before I can decide exactly what my approach may be when doing a speech on this topic, I need to give some thought to what my attitudes, beliefs, and values are related to this topic. As you can read, I have identified at least 2 of each, and I probably could have written down a few more. But at least I have a starting point as a basis for my justification for doing a speech on this topic. Later on, if I decide to use this topic, I may want to use some of these statements in my speech outline as I establish the importance of this topic with my audience. For now, I at least know that I am passionate about this topic and know why it matters to me and what value it has for others. Now that we have looked at how we can use our informative brainstorming list as a way to generate a topic, we will now move on to a second strategy. There are a couple of ways that we can focus on topics of personal interest. Although I had a couple of these listed on my informative brainstorm list, I could also create a new brainstorm list by simply paying attention to daily activities and topics of discussion that I do and have on a daily basis. Here is how I created a list of daily activities. As a result, I realized that part of my list related to what I consider an important part of my life, which is my physical health. Any one of these could lead to a very simple and yet effective persuasive topic. I also have a category related to my daily work activities, as well as topics related to one of my professions. Again, this is only a partial list of topic possibilities that could be persuasive, but because I already see a couple of topics on this list that I know I am very passionate about, I don't really need to continue expanding this brainstorm list. I have decided to use the supplement L-arginine as my second topic to identify on my writing exercise. Let's take a look. I have returned to my writing exercise titled Brainstorming for a Persuasive Speech, where I am attempting to list 3 topics of interest to me. Here is my second topic. For topic number 2, I have listed Heart Health Supplement L-arginine. Again, you will see that I was able to identify 2 attitudes, 2 beliefs, and 2 values related to this topic. Eventually, the statements will help me to write specific purpose statements for my persuasive speech. How this topic can be considered controversial is that there is disagreement about the usage and effectiveness of this amino acid. But because I already know a lot about it and have read and reviewed the research, I know that I can find evidence to support any claim that I decide to use related to this specific topic. Now that we've taken a look at two brainstorming strategies, let's look at what goes on in the world around us. The next strategy that you can use in helping you determine a topic for your persuasive speech is to pay attention to what's in the news. We all develop opinions about news stories we select to pay attention to. Whether you read news reports in the paper, magazines, on the internet, or when you hear them on radio or TV shows, or when you hear others discuss or argue about issues that concern them and you, all of these sources of news can lead us to topics of persuasion. For example, one of the biggest issues that is a major concern of mine is health insurance. This is a topic that is always an issue of concern, a political controversy, and one that everyone who struggles to pay for health insurance and is frustrated with having quality health care is complaining about. Although I did not add this topic to my writing exercise as a controversial issue that I might use for a persuasive topic, I still want to remind you that what's in the news is a good strategy for coming up with topics, if you find one that interests you. As you can see, a simple internet search of this news topic has led me to a lot of reports and discussions about this topic. This would make a good topic because it is current, highly controversial in the political arena, and one that everybody is talking about. Just by paying attention to what's in the news, I could actually generate a very long list of specific approaches for this topic. For the sake of time, I am not going to add it to my writing exercise list because I get personally overwhelmed with this topic and know that it would be a challenging topic for me to tackle. Even Congress can't agree on how to deal with it. We are now ready to look at the final strategy for generating a persuasive topic. The library databases are a great tool for finding topics for speech and writing assignments. These databases are also great tools for generating research evidence. For now, I simply want to show you how they can be used to look for topics. In another instructional video, we will visit these library databases to see how they can be used to find evidence to support a topic. Let me now walk you through these steps to open and view the library databases. To begin using the library databases, you must first log into BCC's home page using the Internet. Underneath Online Portals, you will see a list of links, one of which is My Library. Click on that. This now brings you to BCC's library homepage, where you have a lot of options in order to get library services, but one of which is to use the library databases. We get to that by clicking on the tab up above titled Articles. And then you have two options, search databases by subject or search the A to Z list of databases. Because we want to see the entire collection, I'm going to click on Search A to Z list of databases. We are now at the A to Z list of databases that the library subscribes to. As you can see, there are some that are grayed out. That's because there is nothing listed under that alphabet. However, this is a huge collection of databases that the library subscribes to. Because this is subscription-based, that means that you are essentially paying for it as part of your tuition, and the college will make it only available to students who are enrolled at Bristol Community College. If you are attempting to access the BCC library databases from home, you will be brought to this window where it will prompt you to enter your campus card barcode. This can be found on the back of your student ID. All you have to do is enter the number and then click Login, and you will have access to all of the databases listed here in the A to Z listing. When you are on campus, the campus is automatically networked in, so all of these databases will be available to you, and you do not have to use your barcode to gain access to any of these databases. Most of these databases, when you attempt to use them, will require you to already have a search term in mind to search for a topic. And since our goal right now is to search for topic ideas, then there is one that is useful. And if you click on G, it'll bring you down to the G, and it's called Global Issues in Context. So I'm going to click on that now. As you can see, Global Issues gives you a listing of issues that are of concern around the world. Some of these topics might be very interesting topics to explore just by clicking on the title. So for myself, I'm interested in alternative and renewable energy. I could just simply click on this title and see what comes up. The way this database is structured is that at the very top, it gives you a description of what the topic is about. By expanding View More, I see a complete reading of alternative and renewable energy information, and it gives the background, global impact, important developments, and so on. Okay, I'm going to go back to the main page for this topic, and below it you will also see featured content with very specific topic titles because they were articles written, and you can see the publication of those. You'll have global viewpoints. You'll have reference materials, images, academic journals, statistics, magazines, some audio recordings sometimes, news, biographies, websites, and videos sometimes as well. But as you notice, like looking under news and magazines, look how many thousands of articles are written about this very broad topic. But this is a great starting place because I may see a title here that interests me and wonder if that could make a good speech topic. And until I maybe take a look at and read a couple of them, maybe, I really won't know if that's something I want to use for a topic idea or not. But at least it gives us a starting point. If I revisit the home page for Global Issues in Context, I can also click on this little link up above that says Browse Topics. And what it will then give me is a complete listing of all the topics that they cover in this database. So as you can see, it's pretty lengthy. There are more specific databases that are often related to subject areas, and as we can see, there's one here for breast cancer research, which to me is a really important topic right now. Of course, being a woman, that would matter to me, especially too because I've had a sister who recently underwent chemotherapy and a friend who also went through it. So this may be a topic I'd want to explore more and maybe do a topic on. So there are some things here that could be helpful in generating a specific topic about breast cancer. But again, until I explore some of these links and read up on it, will I know more specifically what I'd want to write about. If I do have a search term in mind, and I did see one when I was looking at the Global Issues in Context, I could click on Academic Search Premier or Academic OneFile and see what comes up. Academic Search Premier will mostly find you articles that are listed in academic journals. So if I click on solar energy as a topic that is of interest to me, then I can wait and see what comes up. Well, 45,000 articles, I don't think so, but what I could do is I could limit my search by clicking on full text. I could also limit it by date of publication, which I don't need later publications. Maybe I just want to look at what's been going on the last, say, few years. And it's still, I have 17,000. But from here I could go through the list, I could look at some of the topic titles, and I could see, hey, are there any topics there that interest me that are more specific to solar energy that I'd want to take a look at? And then I could click on those topic titles and read the article to see what it has to say. But again, it's just another way of searching for topic ideas. A topic of interest to me is renewable energy, and more specific, solar energy. And as you could see, I had searched a little bit for that when I was looking at the library databases. But I also know that there's a lot of other ways that I can find information about it. But I decided to write down a couple of statements about my attitudes, beliefs, and values about renewable energy. And this is what I came up with. So this is my last of my 3 topics that I'm listing as possibilities that I could do a persuasive speech presentation on. And at this point now, what I need to do is decide, of my 3 topics, which one would I most want to do as a speech topic. In closing, I hope you now are able to select a persuasive topic, and that at least one of these 4 strategies can help you find a topic that you would like to do your speech on. And remember, you need to complete that exercise on identifying beliefs, values, and attitudes associated with a topic before you can move on to the next writing exercise, which will help you to determine the specific purpose statement and the approach that you will use to write that speech.